You are not gonna die on me, bike. I don't think so. I don't think so, bike. Not gonna die on me. What the heck? Oh, maybe you are gonna die on me. You know, it's a good day when you gotta do a 20-point turn on your motorcycle just to freaking get it out of the spot you got it into. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything, but yeah. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna shut up. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is that beautiful time of year again here in Canada, winter time, which means it is time for me to winterize all of these motorcycles that I have and will not be riding for the winter because it'll be too cold. I've never actually winterized any of my motorcycles before, but I'm going to this year. These are all carbureted, so that's my sister's Sportster. That's my Dyna there sitting beside it. This is my sister's little bobber, and then my shovel head bobber. And all of these are carbureted, and they all need to have some fuel stabilizer put in them. Oddly enough, I've never actually had an issue not putting fuel stabilizer in my motorcycles. I've never had an issue with like gummed up or clogged up carbs. One thing about being in Canada is we cannot get ethanol-free fuel here, so we need to use fuel stabilizer. I got Seafoam because I couldn't find any like legit fuel stabilizer at the store when I went to look. So I've got a couple jerry cans of gasoline. I might have enough to fill up all the bikes, and I'm gonna pre-mix the Seafoam into the jerry cans, and then I'm gonna take them all for a little loop around the block just to get the fuel stabilizer actually like running throughout the system. Okay, so the can says to use 10 milliliters per liter of fuel. These are 10 liters each, these jerry cans. So I'm gonna actually put 150 milliliters in because someone told me to use extra. So I'm gonna use a little bit extra. And it's like, it was sunny out until I came out here. As soon as I came out here, sun went behind a cloud. 150 milliliters. I feel like how's that enough to stabilize that much fuel? Give it a little shakey shake. Sit around. That should be good. This one, mixy mixy. Sir Mix-a-Lot. So I don't actually need to ride them all around the block. I am going to ride the Sportster around the block though because I want to see why it's running weird. Like the choke seems to pop out while I'm riding it. I want to see if it's actually the choke that's causing it to run weird or if it's something else. So this tank is pretty much empty, but that's why I put a little bit of extra Seafoam in because these bikes all have a little bit of gas in them still. So that's that. Hey, I backed that up so easy. Normally it's not that easy for me. Choke in. This bike's pretty much brand new. It's only got 7,300 kilometers on it, which is freaking nothing. It's like just broken in. It's like 9 degrees warmer than it was the other day when I took this thing out. See, and it's doing the same thing again. So I'm just holding the choke in now. Yeah, I think it's definitely that choke popping out. Or maybe not though. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know what's going on with my mic, but it's all freaking all over the place here. I could totally still be riding right now if I had my bikes on the road, if there was insurance on my bikes. Normally I plan it out a little better so that there is insurance on my bikes. I don't think it's the choke on this thing, honestly. Let's see. It does keep sliding out though. I don't think it's just the choke being an issue. I think the choke is part of the issue. Because even with it pushed in all the way, it's still like, still kind of being weird. So I realize that here all freaked up. I need to turn around here somewhere. Yeah, I can see why people really like these Sportsters though. This is a fun bike. It handles way better than my Dyna does, that's for sure. And it's got like just as much jam, maybe even more actually. Might have more torque. Lacey would have really loved this bike if she would have had the time to get used to it. It's a nice bike. I can see why people like their Sportsters, honestly. Like, I'm gonna have to fix the choke issue first to see if I can rule out other things. I can't really tell if it's just the choke or if there's something else going on. My helmet right now feels like a freaking parachute. I do not use this helmet ever. It's just that it's just my spare, but it fits over top of my tube, so it's good for that. This bike handles really, really nicely. Handles really well. I mean, I don't have a whole ton of experience on all kinds of different types of Harleys. I mean, I've ridden a lot of different Harleys, different models and different years and all that. And I would say that for handling, this thing handles better than a lot of the other Harleys I've ridden. Like, I would say that Sportster is probably close handling to the FXR. But I could also be wrong. Like, I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. So people were asking about this bike and like what year, model, all that stuff. And it's a 2007 Sportster, so it's the 50th anniversary Sportster, which is why it's like kind of a little nicer looking with like its really nice white pearl paint. And yeah, guys, this actually Lacey bought this off of an older woman who bought it, I think, new or fairly new, and she just hardly ever rode it. So that's how come it's got such low kilometers on it. I've probably put more kilometers on this thing than Lacey ever did because I picked it up for her and rode it back to Kelowna, and she only got a chance to ride it, I don't know, maybe 10 times to work and back. She really did love it though, and she looked so good on it too. I think it really suited her. It really suited her a lot. It's a nice bike. Not gonna lie. I think before I can rule out anything else, I'd need to just fix that choke issue. What it is the choke knob that pulls out when you're riding the bike. It eventually will vibrate up to being like halfway out. So that's definitely going to affect the way that it's running. Holding it in, it seems like it still has a bit of an issue going on. But I'm going to have to rule out the choke thing before I actually know what's going on with it. So that is going to be a little bit of a project for the winter. We'll have to see, and I might not be able to test it again until the spring, so I'll fix the choke issue, and then in the springtime when I'm riding it, then we can see. This will probably be a bike that I do quite a bit of riding on next summer, just so it doesn't sit. This is a really nice bike. I would take this across Canada. I would ride this thing a good distance, actually, because it's a nice bike. So I'm gonna do the bobber next, take that for a little spin, and yeah, continue this prepping for winter business, which I'm not excited about. But you know what? That's what you get for living on Earth, or in Canada at least. Don't you dare. This thing sounds like it's gonna fall apart. What the heck? Okay, let's go now. Such a little thing. Are you kidding me? Okay, fine. Be that way, bike. I think I'm in second. You piece of crap. How do you like that? Wee-hoo! Woo! This is And yes, I know, before anybody says a thing, I'm gonna have to top these up so that they're full to the top before they get parked for the winter. And you know what? That's the best part about winterizing your motorcycles. When you go for your first ride in the spring, you got a full tank of fuel. No stops needed. I should have made sure it actually starts before I did that because this has not been plugged into a battery tender. I always want to call them a battery tenderizer, even though that's totally not what they are. A little bit of fire in the hole. Choke on this one won't stay out. Choke on the Sportster won't stay in. This one's got a windshield, so at least it won't be as cold. Yeah, having a windshield makes a massive difference. The wind noise might be ridiculous though in my mic. I could like totally be riding still. Like this is this weather feels perfect. To be honest, with this windshield on, this is great. It's getting dark now though. It's dark at like 4 o'clock. Like why? Why's it gotta be that way, huh? Yeah, it's like not even 4 yet. It's dark out. Not going far because I can't really see, so I'm gonna turn around and see. People always pull over. It's like I don't need to pass you. Like I appreciate that you are concerned for the speed that I want to go, but don't need to pass you. If I wanted to pass you, I'd pass you. Either way, like for reals, buddy. I love having a windshield. I never thought I would say that. I never did. I've made fun of windshields on bikes for so long, and like, yeah, and I still think they look ugly AF on a motorcycle. But if it means you can ride further and later into the year, like, I'm all for that. I'm all for that jazz, guys. Yeah, I could totally be like just riding every day. Like, if it was going to stay sunny out, but it's supposed to snow and rain all week this week. Which is why I don't bother keeping insurance on my motorcycles, because, like, literally, like, the amount of time I'd get to actually ride, so little, such a small amount of time. I'd go for so few rides. Like, just would not be worth the price we pay here. Although GMR rides, she sounds like she rides like all year round. I get the sounds of it anyway when she's talking about her rides, like she's being hardcore. She's a diehard bike rider, that lady. This is great though, and having a toque under my helmet is actually even greater. It's a huge difference just having your ears covered up. Like, yeah, I don't even care that I look like a mushroom head right now. I'm definitely not one of those girls who rides bikes to try to make herself look good. Or whatever. Like, I'm like, I gave up trying to look good on my bikes. Like, sometimes I'll try to, like, you know, maybe look kind of cute on my bike. Because I get tired of just looking like a dirty little shop hobo, but most of the time, it's just like, why? Like, there's no point. It's like such a waste of time. It's like if you're really riding, by the time you get to where you're going, you're probably going to end up looking a little haggard anyways. Like, you know, like, I ain't no yoga pant motorcycle rider. No. And then I always wonder about those girls who like cake on the makeup and then they like go put on their gym outfit to ride their motorcycle with their full face helmet on, and it's like, hey, you're not protected in any way, like if you were to get in an accident, except for your face. But then I also think like the inside of your helmet must be so disgusting, and I'm not like trying to rip on anybody or nothing like that, but it's like, it's what goes through my mind. I'm like, I've got a thing about having stuff on my skin, like the feeling of things on my skin, which is partly why I don't like a full face helmet. I don't like the feeling of things like touching my skin. And then it's like, how many people actually clean the liners of their helmets? Probably not very many. So I don't know, those are things I think about, and I'm probably weird, but I feel like other people probably also think about those things, but maybe not. You guys can tell me, maybe I'm just weird. Maybe I just think too much. Can't see the potholes in my driveway, so I'm just gonna have to hope that I remember where they are. There we go. Yes, straight in. I'm not going to act like some kind of professional when it comes to winterizing my bikes or anything like that, because I've literally actually never done it before, and by some kind of grace of God or something like that, I've never had an issue with my carburetors or anything like that. For the most part, it's just because I normally ride my bikes pretty late into the year, so they don't normally sit for too long. My insurance ran out this year a lot earlier than it normally does. Normally I plan it out so that I can ride into November, but it didn't work out that way this time. Probably good to have a little bit of seafoam running through the fuel anyways, and just kind of help clean everything up a little bit, and we'll see how well it stabilizes the fuel. We'll know in the summertime, or in the springtime I should say, when we actually try to start this stuff up. But on top of putting fuel stabilizer in, I've heard that it's also good to keep your batteries charged, which is something I do normally do in the winter time, but I do have this battery tender, which makes it super handy, so I'm gonna just plug it into the Sportster, and this actually just makes it super easy for charging the battery. I don't have all the bikes on their own individual battery tender. I just kind of move the battery tender from bike to bike. Like I'll let a bike charge up till it's charged, and then I'll put it on the other bike, and then I'll kind of just go from bike to bike like that. I don't want to have a whole bunch of wires and like 17 battery tenders plugged into my garage and be tripping over a spaghetti factory every day when I'm trying to work out here. But that's a whole bunch of useless information that probably doesn't add anything to this video, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. I can't really give you any more tips on how to winterize your motorcycle. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna show you anything else that I do, because that's literally all I'm gonna do is just the fuel stabilizer and the battery. Other than that, I'm gonna make sure that my tires have air in them, regularly check those. Also, you do want to make sure that your gas tank is filled up to the top with fuel, because that prevents condensation and things and rust from happening. Another thing too that I've heard is changing your oil, and I don't know, I guess there's like controversy if you should change your oil before you park it for the winter or after you park it for the winter. I think changing your oil probably before your winter is probably better, I've heard, because it prevents, like, again, condensation from building in your oil. I don't really know, like, I think it really doesn't matter. I just changed the oil on my dyno not that long ago. The Sportster doesn't need an oil change. My shovel head's going to be coming apart, so I'm not doing any winterizing to that thing. But I don't actually know if it's better to change it before or after the winter. Like, I see that changing it before the winter thing makes sense, because yeah, I can imagine that maybe that older oil would be more likely to have like condensation and moisture and just different things like that maybe in it. I can see why changing it before you park it for the winter is probably a good idea, but I honestly, I don't know. I've never actually like looked into that to see if that's even an issue or not. So you guys can tell me what you think. I don't know. I know you guys are a whole bunch of experts out there, and I'm interested in hearing what you have to say. Anyway, guys, I don't like my videos to be more talking than they are doing, so now that I'm done doing, I'm gonna finish talking. And like always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you got any kind of value out of it at all, entertainment, what have you, and if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do. And like always, my lovely YouTube people, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace. What do you want, Tiny? What's your little problem, my fat guy? Nobody had time for your crap, Tiny. Trying to be a fool about it. Sometimes I hate my laugh. Wow, I'm stupid. Whoa, 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 tripping. Explosive. Do-do-do-do-do. All the true gangsters know they don't ever love no hoes. Those are always freaking pieces of crap. Trying to like move around with chaps on, not very easy. When you freaking live out in the wilderness, Pete's sake, Angel. Okay, stop saying Pete's sake. Who is Pete? Anyway, where do these sayings come from, people? Seriously? Okay, and it's hard to work with these sunglasses on. Ow, that's stupid. Thing's stuck in there. Get out, come on. What, now it's got a hole in it? The frickin' heck? Pete's sake. Stupid and annoying. Okay, I can't work with this frickin' jacket on. Or this camera. So weird. Ow! Pete's sake. Know what I mean, guys? For the win. For the win. For the winter. Really, Angel? Nobody cares. Who would be tenderizing a battery anyway? Could you guys figure your things out already? Does that make any sense? I'm not into the making sense side of things right now. I'm into the making this camera stay where the heck I put it side of things right now. I don't know stuff about things. I know things about stuff. I got this stupid camera on now. It's also something that I gotta do because I have a YouTube channel. Should I put all the gas in there? Rode the poop out of it before I parked it. I'll take this for a little spin. I look so stupid. This helmet over top of this tube, man. Like, could have turned around there, but I didn't. Sometimes I wonder what any of you get out of my videos, honestly. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Red Ryder Doesn't Know What the Heck She's Doing. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.